Please don't murder this dog.
Sure. No one wants the dog to be murdered. That's fine.
No one wants the dog to... Folks. Just in case anyone was worried, no one wants the dog to be murdered.
Especially not us.
You potted, dude! Welcome to You Potted, Dude.
Woohoo! Part 2 of New York Minute, baby!
We're back. We're back in action. Does it look like we haven't moved? We haven't. Thanks.
We just got refills and we're on our third Long Island iced tea because one wasn't enough and two wasn't enough. It's part 2 of the podcast, but it is part 3 of our cocktails.
Our cocktail experience. This is a Mary-Kate and Ashley podcast.
Oh, yes. Hope you like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen.
We are covering the feature-length films of the twins themselves. Mm-hmm. Mary-Kate and
Ashley Olsen. In our first episode, we did a little recap of Full House's pilot just to lay the groundworks for the start to their career. And last episode, we did the first part of New York Minute. So if you don't care about Full House, you can probably skip the first episode, but definitely don't watch or listen to this episode until you've watched the immediately previous episode of this podcast.
Because we're going to do callbacks. If there's anything that you are going to learn about us, is that we're going to do callbacks.
I'm going to be exclusively referencing things that I talked about in part 1.
We're going to be speaking in a language you do not understand. So where we left off, our last episode was the Simple Plan video shoot.
And as far as I'm concerned, Roxy has completed her goal. She was like, I just got to get my demo tape to the guys. And she did. Like, she could go back to Long Island if she wanted to.
Right, but she doesn't want to.
No.
She wants to support her sister.
Because really, this is a story about 2 sisters.
Sisterhood.
Finding their way back into each other's lives and hearts.
So they're at the video shoot. Obviously, they have to crowd surf away from their various and many foes.
Which includes Benny, the most problematic character ever written. It also includes Nassau County's truancy officer, Max Lomax. Hot on the tails.
They have absconded once again.
Great word choice.
3 Long Island iced teas in, and I can still say absconded.
Whoa, that's impressive.
Twice. They have absconded yet again with the dog.
Let's
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Never forget that they're with Ronaldo. Trey, Jared Padalecki, he's still here.
This time he has a shirt on.
He has his shirt on this time. It is white and a little bit see-through. Trey is looking for Roxy, and instead he finds Benny. I feel like we can't say this enough times. I encounter Benny in the world acting the way he's acting.
Yeah.
Suspect. Immediately suspect.
I walk the other direction.
Yeah. Trey is just like, sure, I'll get in the car with you. The amount of people in this film that had to get in a car willingly with Benny, too high.
I mean, the whole movie hinges on many people willingly going into his car.
Exactly.
I
Multiple times.
He's not. If I encountered him in the real world, I wouldn't be intimidated. I wouldn't be scared. I would run the opposite direction, but not out of fear.
Yeah, he's not scary in that way.
No. And I would think, well, probably beat you up with a little bit of taekwondo on a subway platform.
Yeah, and I do know Chinese. So Trey is looking for Roxy. He finds Benny instead. Benny is like, Roxy went to the after party, the Simple Plan after party, and I actually was going to go there, so I can take you there in my limo. Don't worry about it. Don't look too closely at me or anything that is involved in this situation.
And he's like, yeah, I have no questions. That sounds great. Who are you? I'm not going to ask.
This man probably gets in a limo a lot. you know?
Oh, you're right. He's used to random white dudes being like, hey, I've got the solution to all your problems. Just get in my car. And it always works out fine for him.
Yeah.
And it's never been a problem. And it's not going to be a problem today either.
Yeah, like anecdotally for him, why should he not get in this car?
Yeah.
So the girls are running away from Lomax.
I'm sorry. And was that...
I'm sorry. I'm
was
so
that
sorry.
Nassau County Truancy Officer
Max
Max
Lomax. I'm so sorry, and I will never do it again.
I just was confused.
I just
we were
didn't know
talking
who
about
you were
without his
talking
full
about.
name. Yeah, that's my bad. I'm sorry.
Benny has clearly found a new plan, a new bad plan that's not going to work.
Why are none of his plans just like, hey guys, can I get that chip? I'll give you your plan back.
Well, he did have that plan earlier, but the plan got foiled by the dog eating the chip.
Yeah, I mean, the problem now, I guess, is that he would murder the dog and the girls don't want him to murder the dog.
And that is a point in their favor.
That's,
say,
yeah, that's fine.
Please don't murder this dog.
Sure. No one wants the dog to be murdered. That's fine.
No one wants the dog to be... Folks, just in case anyone was worried, no one wants the dog to be murdered.
Especially not us.
Especially not us.
In case they're asking. Okay?
So they're not running from Benny anymore. They're just running from Nassau County Truancy Officer Max Lomax.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, these girls are dead. They say, let's go hide in that tent. They get into the tent, and the tent is covering a manhole, open manhole, and they do fall into it.
And this is the third time they've died in the movie?
This is the third time they've died. Well, this is the third time Jane's died.
Sure.
Roxy's only died twice.
Sure. Physics doesn't exist in New York
The
Minute.
fall, if not killing them, would probably injure them quite badly.
Yeah, Jane's not saying her speech later, that's for sure.
That's for dang sure. But whatever, they fall into the water main and they're apparently fine.
Because if this movie needed like one more thing, it was wrecking another outfit for those ladies.
Yeah, and I just can't come up with any other thing.
I can't think of any other problems
Can we
two
do a
teenage
second
girls might
thing?
run into in New York City. I can't think of a single other conflict that might happen to two unaccompanied minors in New York City without any money.
Yeah, they don't have any money. They could be going into all kinds of
just
different...
falling into manholes.
Just
That's
falling
it.
into manholes, ruining their outfit. And they take this time in the water main to bond. They say, we've died 3 times in this movie. Well, twice and 3 times. And it's finally time for us to have some semblance of a heart-to-heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of half of it. They have like half a conversation now. No, they have like a third of a conversation now. They have the second third later, and then they have the third at the end of the movie. So like, this is just the beginning. This is just the surface level. Hey, nice to hang out with you, good buddy, old pal.
Every time I've been in a water main, I'm always like, have I been connecting with my loved ones enough lately?
I'm always thinking that in the water main.
Every time I'm in a water main, I'm like, I really should talk to my sister more. What has been going on with my twin?
Because your sister is
you.
Me.
Yeah, because
we
twins.
famously are twins.
And, you know, I think it's important to say that, especially for the people who aren't currently watching.
Yeah.
The people who are just listening, in case you didn't know, Sequoia and I are biological identical twins.
Identical twins.
Just try to, as you're listening.
We know you were already imagining us, but now imagine us
Picture twins
as identical twins.
Mm-hmm.
They're bonding in the tunnels. They had fun at the concert. They crowd surfed. That was fun.
Maybe they've been underestimating each other a little bit.
Yeah, maybe they should be friends. Lomax, I'm so sorry I said I wasn't going to do it again. And
Who
then I
are you
did.
talking about, Sequoia?
Nassau County Truancy Officer Max Lomax.
Oh, that guy. Oh, yeah. No, I know now who you're talking about.
He asks the construction worker, who was not there to witness 2 women fall to their deaths, but is there now to tell Max Lomax that this water main only lets out. There's no way to get out of the water main, by the way. No way. Where are they?
Isn't it
They're like
Bryant
Midtown.
Park? They're Midtown. It's like
They're
42nd, 34th-ish.
They cannot get out of this for another like 90 blocks.
They have to go to 125th, right?
Yeah.
They're at like, let's say 42nd Street.
To be nice.
We're gonna be
I think
generous.
it was like somewhere in the 40s. They have to go to 125th, and there is no possible way they can get out of the water main between there and 125th.
Not only is their outfit ruined, but their skin is going to peel off their bodies.
This becomes a body horror. They emerge from the water main.
They're mermaids now.
They're mermaids now.
Their 2 legs, that's a fin now.
They now have a fish. They each have a fish tail. This construction worker tells Lomax so that he knows that there's only one place for them to get out of the water main. And so he goes to there. Cool.
And he gets there in a really short amount of time. And I just want everyone who's not currently living in New York or has never lived in New York to know it's an impossible amount of time that anyone is getting anywhere at any given moment.
In this entire film.
Yeah.
So then Jim calls Jane. We did forget to say that Roxy yelled Jane's phone number to Jim, the bike messenger.
That's right. Now all the boys have the girls' numbers. Everybody's can stay in touch.
Exactly. Jim calls Jane and just like leaves her a voicemail. Also, there's so many moments in this movie where I was like, cutting room floor. What is this doing here?
I mean, how many subplots do we have?
Well, did we just have to remind the audience that Jim exists?
Definitely.
They'd be like, don't forget about Jim. Forget about Trey for a minute. He's in a trunk somewhere.
I mean, first of all, neither of the girls needed a love interest for this storyline at all.
But
it was shoved in there last minute. It was shoehorned in, but they had to have one. I mean, come on, these girls are almost 18 now. We gotta give them a love interest.
Yeah, we gotta give them an age inappropriate love interest. Why wouldn't we do that? So we have to remember that Jim exists. This voicemail does not come back at any point. Doesn't matter to the plot of the film at all.
And honestly, Sequoia, how many subplots do come back? Are we ever going to find out why Max Lomax can't pay his rent?
We're never going to find out. We're never going to find out because all his dreams are going to come true. And that's what we want for cops, they said. They said with their full chest.
Not a real cop.
Not a real cop. So then Jane and Roxy emerge from the water main onto the street of Harlem.
And now we enter
yet
another phase of just problematic storyline.
Just like really like big stereotype energy. They're like, where's the wise black woman? Where is she? Go get her. We can't go get her. She's in Harlem. Okay, well, what if the only way to get out of the water main was to go to Harlem?
Because they're all in Harlem.
Truly. So
where the only way to get there is through the water main.
Gotta get there through the water main. They pop out of the little manhole cover. They are covered in water main, whatever that is. They, again, need to change their clothes. And then Cheryl, owner of the House of Bling, is like, you cannot leave my store looking like you just came out of the water main. And so they're going to just sort of like spirit these folks out of the back.
And then the people in this salon are the nicest characters in any movie ever.
The nicest characters.
They're just like,
so
oh, sure,
generous.
we'll give you 20 different makeovers for free. No worries. And we're going to do it all in the matter of 10 minutes.
It's got to be 10 minutes because here's the thing that happens.
Yeah.
Jane sees the clock. She sees that she has less than 2 hours to get to Columbia.
Yeah. Which is, for people who don't know, on the other side
of the island.
I
mean, it's fine. In that amount of time, easy. She can definitely get there. Hop on one of the buses that takes her across Central Park. She'll be fine. However, she's covered in water main. And she doesn't have her day planner, which has her speech in it.
She still doesn't have her speech.
Here's the thing. From the beginning, just like go to the library, rewrite your speech. There were so many ways to do this. However, now she has less than 2 hours. So there's nothing to be done. She starts panicking. First, they all sing the Itsy Bitsy Spider to her, which is fun. And then they have a makeover montage. And it was unnecessary for them to set a time. right?
Yeah.
Like, she could have just started panicking because of the situation.
Because of the whole
Situation. But they decided very specifically to set a time constraint and then directly after have the wildest makeover montage that could only take a minimum of 10 hours.
I bet you shooting this one montage was
Multiple
2
days.
shoot days
Yeah.
at least.
Mhm.
The hairstyles?
The hairstyles are all
Alone.
wildly different.
Yes. Some of those hairstyles would take like 3 or 4 hours each.
Yes.
Yeah. It's an impossible amount of makeovers. And that's the only problem I have with the scene. Just the number of makeovers that they have. Everything else, I'm totally fine with.
Yeah, totally fine. They give the gay guy the dog to work on. That's really fun. Jane does ask for corporate bling.
You know, corporate bling.
You know, bling for white people. White people bling. Listen, remember last episode when I said, just trust that I hate this?
We could talk about this for another 3 episodes.
Forever.
Just know we don't like it.
I just need you to trust that we're there with you.
We're mad.
So then they get their makeovers. Finally, they've decided upon outfits. I do love the outfits that they've decided upon.
Love their outfits, for sure.
They look fantastic.
Absolutely.
Great job, Cheryl. Great job, House of Bling.
My favorite is when they leave. She just shouts to clearly her friend or someone else on the street that she knows. And she's like, give them your car. They have somewhere to be. Go on. Give them your car. And he says, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they just take a stranger's car.
They leave. They're like, Cheryl, thank you so much. We're going to come back and pay you. And she's like, don't worry about it. And I'm like, that's nuts. That's like that's so much money that they're wearing.
She gave them thousands of dollars worth of service.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes.
It only took
That's a
25
good salon.
minutes. Yeah. And then they're like walking away. They are talking about like, what are we going to do? They still got to get the speech. They're trying to figure out. They see Lomax, who has finally tracked them to 125th. And they're like, we got to get away. So they go back to Cheryl. They're like, can we get a ride from someone? And she's like, oh, you want a ride? What if I just give you someone's car? Not just someone's car, someone's taxi cab. Do you know how much a medallion is worth? Like $1 million, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not just any car.
No.
It's a really expensive car.
That's like, you get somebody's like license revoked by driving their cab like a wild person.
I mean, yeah, that ruined his life.
They didn't wreck the car. I'll give them that. They didn't wreck the car.
But I guarantee you people are calling in complaints.
For sure.
And he's going to get in trouble and he's going to lose his job.
That just like nobody, obviously we're suspending our disbelief, quote unquote, throughout this whole film. No one would give you their cab.
I mean,
that's nuts. So anyway, they get this cab. They get all these free clothes and then they are given someone's cab.
And we're upset about it.
And we're mad about it. Trust us?
Tell you one thing I'm not mad at, though. They drive right past our friend's house.
They drive right past our friend's house.
And I was like, girl, you're going to live there 20 years from now.
Exactly. And that's what you can look forward to living in New York City. So Benny calls them.
Yes.
And says that he has her boyfriend. And she's like, I don't have a boyfriend.
She's like, sorry, who?
I have your
that
sister's
guy I met an
boyfriend.
hour ago.
You two have boyfriends because your faces got really close to a boy and now you're dating. And I don't know why you don't understand that. That's how it works.
And as a child watching this, I was like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, that's her boyfriend.
That's her boyfriend. This is how love happens.
But they're also not concerned about it, right? Like they get this call and they're like, what? I don't have a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. They're not concerned with this man has someone. This man has someone who he assumes is one of our boyfriends. They're not concerned about that.
No, of course not.
Benny does say he's going to burn her day planner, which is no good. She really needs them. So then we get the car chase.
The car chase
scene. I really love this scene because it features my favorite characters, which are the couple that own the RV
Oh, yes.
that Nassau County truancy officer Max Lomax steals. I love these are the best characters in the whole movie.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're so funny. They're from the Midwest and they're just here to see the big city. And they're just so nice and so upbeat and so fun.
They're just like down for a good time. They're just excited to be having a day that a local would have.
Exactly, including getting your RV commandeered by a truancy officer from Long Island.
You know, like what happens
Normal
to tourists
stuff.
when you visit New York City.
Which is like, yeah, I mean, if your context for New York City is like the Law and Order franchise,
Right.
maybe. And it is high speed.
High speed for
For
sure.
a while.
Yeah. Because they've got to get from 125th to where are they going?
Times Square.
Oh, it's back to Times Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back to Times
125th to
Square.
42nd Street. That would take an hour at least.
Depending on the time. It's like what? Like 1:30, 2 o'clock p.m.?
If school is just getting out in Midtown,
Oh.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that traffic's going to be horrible.
So they're having a high-speed car chase, a very unrealistic high-speed car chase, unlike all the other car chases you've seen in movies, which are very realistic.
Yes.
And this Midwestern family in the RV is just so excited to be there, and they're so much fun, and I love them.
Love them.
And then Jane is a bad driver, is a whole thing where she like cannot drive. She did not pass her driver's test, but she is in a high-speed car chase. And she's killing it, honestly. They've already died 3 times in the movie, but like they don't die doing this. And that is a feat in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then she has the bright idea to reverse down an alleyway. I don't think I could do that. And I'm like
No.
a good driver.
Yeah, that was a sick move.
That was a
pulled.
super sick move. She's like, "Meow." She's reversing down and then
She's like, I speak Chinese.
just like,
I can reverse this car down the alley, okay? Please.
and then Eugene Levy follows her in the RV and the RV gets stuck
Because that
in
RV
the
doesn't
alleyway.
fit.
And here's the thing, that alleyway doesn't exist. First of all. Second of all, this man just ruined these people's RV. My favorite characters.
Yeah.
My favorite characters, and he ruined their RV.
Yeah.
It's ruined.
It's one of the things about this movie that upset me the most. And a lot of things have upset me in
And
this
I was
movie.
mostly upset.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really the cherry on top of an upsetting movie to go, and the RV gets ruined for no good reason.
And these people, they don't even know. They're like, oh, this was like a police matter. Like they don't even know they can press charges against this man for
No.
ruining their personal property.
No. I'd be like, I'm sorry, did you say you're a truancy officer for Nassau County?
Quick question. What does that mean?
Quick question. Are you stalking these women under
question.
the guise of your career that you clearly don't get paid for because you can't even pay your
Yeah.
rent?
Are you stalking teenagers and do you work from home? And what's that about?
Are you actually employed through Nassau County? Because I'm starting to question that.
I'm thinking you're
Max
not.
Lomax.
I'm thinking you're not.
Hmm.
So they get away. Oh my gosh. Olivia, how did we go through talking about the entire car chase and we don't talk about them picking up that guy? Henry
There's just
Harvey
so
McGill.
many things that happen in this movie.
This movie is jam-packed in a way that it shouldn't be.
We're like still getting exposition. But no, Daryl Hammond does come back.
Yeah. Hudson McGill,
Hudson
they pick
McGill.
him up. Again, there's just like this poor man who's just being absolutely terrorized by these 2 teenage girls. He's just trying to have a normal day.
Poor guy.
He just gets into the cab. He's like, take me to the place. And they're like, we're in a car chase, sir. So by the time the car chase ends, they've spilled his coffee on him again. Ha ha ha. Again, I do think this is the best
Yes.
part. Like, this is the most well executed part of the film.
Yeah.
Is that this character keeps showing up at precisely the correct moment.
It's my favorite joke. For
Yes,
sure. Every time he
favorite
comes
bit.
back, I'm like, this guy, of course.
Here he is. Here's the guy.
It's good.
So then they're done with the car chase. They park the car. He gets out. He's like, you people are wild. He runs away. And they're having a fight about what they think about each other. They're having the second part of the heart to heart.
The conversation that got started in the water main.
Yes.
Now they're starting to hash it out. They're starting to get into the conflicts of it.
Which is, they're two very different people. And they each think the other looks down on them.
And it's like every time I'm in a high-speed car chase, that's when I start thinking, these are the issues that I have with my twin sister.
So what you're learning, listeners, is that whenever we are in a water main,
that's where we like to have our heart-to-hearts as identical twins.
That's when we say, hey, I need to spend more time with my family is in the water main. But once you've done the car chase,
that's when we're like, but these are my issues with you.
and then it's gripes time.
Yeah. Heart to heart in the water main, gripes in the car chase.
Gripes after the car chase.
After the car chase.
Directly following the car chase. And it ends in Jane screaming at Roxy, I want to go to Oxford because it's 3,000 miles away from you. And that is really heartbreaking.
That's heartbreaking.
And obviously, you feel something in this moment as a viewer of the film. Even though the film is wild and there's all these problematic things in it, you're like, I'm so sad that these sisters are fighting because they have excellent chemistry as sisters. Because here's the thing, and I hate to be the first to tell you this, they are sisters in real life. So
actually, that's a fun fact. Not many people know about this movie. They're actually
sisters.
Real sisters in real life.
In real life.
So that must have been really emotional to film that. I wonder if they related to that.
I wonder if they've ever thought, wow, my sister's driving me insane.
Wow.
So it really comes through. It really comes through on the film, and it is a really nice moment.
Yeah.
And by nice, I mean sad. By nice, I mean incredibly heartbreaking.
And to add to the heartbreak, now they're walking away from each other in Times Square.
Oh, God.
And if you're going to be left stranded by a loved one in New York City, the last place you want to be left stranded in is Times Square.
And then there's like a really long sad montage.
Yeah.
They kind of lost me by the end of the sad montage. It was a little too long.
One too many montages in this movie.
One might
actually
say.
Too many.
And then we get to Benny kidnapping Jane. This is the second time in this movie where Roxy has left Jane to go do a deal with Benny by herself.
And all that needs to happen is we just need to exchange the chip for the book.
But the chip is still in the dog.
I know. It's still in the dog. It's just like, why is this so difficult? The dog's gonna have to poop it out at some point.
Someday. Yeah. But Benny thinks, because Benny's terrible, his best idea is he's going to kidnap Jane and the dog. So Jane comes up and he throws them into a van. And then he goes with the van and goes away with her. And he leaves his limo parked in Times Square unlocked. I don't think I need to follow up on that. I think that's enough to say that
thing about this movie.
Because then Jane walks past the limo, looks in the window, sees the day planner, and just picks it, just opens the door.
Easy as that, just grabs it.
Easy as that.
And if I just have, I don't... Just Benny, every single choice Benny makes, everything about Benny, the opposite is the right thing. Every single thing about that character, I don't get it.
He's the buffoon who's
he knows where the chip is. We just gotta wait for that dog to poop. It's not that big of a deal.
He didn't have to kidnap the girl. He could just kidnap the dog.
And kidnapping someone's not gonna make the dog poop faster. You know what I mean? We know what the problem is. We just gotta wait for the dog to poop.
The way he's talking to the dog later, he maybe thinks kidnapping the girl is gonna make the dog poop faster. I don't know, man.
That's true.
So Roxy finds the day planner, but Roxy also finds her boyfriend.
Yes, her boyfriend.
In the trunk of the limo.
They've been going steady for a while now.
Yeah, it's been since at least 3 hours ago. They made intense eye contact. You wouldn't understand. And then she explains... Again, you don't have to really explain anything to him. You can just say, oh, yeah, well, my sister has this speech and I don't know what to do. Wait, I do know what to do. She doesn't explain to him what she's going to do. She just says, I have a plan. And then Trey calls them a taxi. And there you go.
And that's honestly
true love.
That's a soulmate right there. If you can find someone in your life that you can just tell all your problems to, but give them
Little to no
context.
context.
And they're immediately on board and then help you. That's a soulmate right there.
That's a soulmate. Have you known them for 3 hours?
That's a
That's
soulmate.
a soulmate. So Benny tries to get Ronaldo to drink laxative, and he also yells at the dog. That's clearly not going to help. He's got Jane locked in a closet for whatever reason. Who knows? Jane does discover in the closet all of the bootleg DVDs and CDs, and she
Yes.
begins to understand what is maybe on the chips. She
For sure.
starts to get an idea of what's going on.
Because again, she's the smart one.
Yeah. She's a detective, and it's important that she does figure it out for what happens later in the movie. Then there was a point when I was taking notes where I was like, should I just stop taking notes about the racist stuff? Because we all understand it's happening. So like, do I even need to bring it up? But I do need to bring up that Ma comes in
Yeah.
and she threatens the dog with chopsticks. And that is...
It's just
it's
like-
I just...
unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary. Why is this happening? And trust us, rest assured,
We hate it.
we hate it.
We hate it a lot.
So Roxy and Trey, they get to Columbia. Meanwhile, Jane creates a diversion. She is going to escape. So she knocks over a bunch of DVDs. This is her ingenious diversion. Master plan. She's going to make a lot of noise.
She's going to go into politics someday. Something about her.
Especially because she is marrying a senator's son.
Oh, because they're engaged now.
They're fully engaged.
They said hi twice after they bumped into
Actually,
each other.
no, that's Roxy. Roxy is marrying a senator's son.
Oh,
so now
you're
Jane
right.
gets
I'm
to,
so
yeah.
sorry.
I'm so sorry. Did you know they're identical, the twins?
Jane's marrying a bike messenger.
A bike messenger. But he's hot, so there's that. So Jane creates this distraction. She seems to have some kind of mind melt connection with Ronaldo, her new best friend, because Ronaldo at the same time bites Ma.
Love that.
So then they're able to run out, but they're in Chinatown.
Yeah.
And her speech is at Columbia on like 115th.
It's all the way up in the upper west side.
She's like way downtown.
Yeah.
This is a wild amount for her to have to cross to get to her speech. Roxy is already there. Like, the speech is coming up. We seemingly have 5 minutes.
It would take 30 to 45 minutes on the subway to get
there
from Chinatown to Columbia.
Yeah. So this is a wild thing that they've said is possible.
And here's my wild take. I'm going to say it's this movie's fault that when tourists come to visit, friends of mine ask me to put together a little itinerary for them. They think that they can do a million things in one day, and I have to be the one to tell them that they can't.
I hate to break it to you, it's not this movie's fault. It's clearly Home Alone 2's fault.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
And I'm right. And I'm definitely right.
You are for sure right.
So, Jane and Ronaldo have escaped the clutches of the Chinese mob.
What a wild sentence. First of all.
Jane and Ronaldo the dog, and they run into physically on the street Jim's all over town.
Why is he just always in the right place at the right time?
He's delivering messages for the Chinese mob.
He works with them.
He works for the Chinese mob, and
Yeah, I
that's
love
what's
that.
happening. No, he says that he can get them to 100 and whatever street on the west side in 10 minutes or something to that effect. That's nuts and not real, and I need all of you people who do not live in New York to just trust us on that one, okay?
He's either a liar or a really good biker.
And you know what they say about really good bikers. They don't say anything. So Roxy has apparently gone to Columbia not in order to give the speech. She just went there because she has the speech and she's hoping that Jane is there and she can just hand it off and it'll be fine. But since she's there and they are, wait for it, identical twins, she is mistaken for Jane. They were like, Jane, Ryan? And she's like, yes, I'm here to give the speech.
And this moment, the moment in the train and this moment made me realize how funny it is that there aren't more twin-based hijinks in the film. Like, you have a built-in trope that you could be leaning on all the time. And it's just surprising to me that we had 5 outfit changes and only 2 instances of mistaken identities. Yeah, like
that's a really
why
good
did they not
point.
lean on the twin trope more? That could have been the whole, like, for instance, how are these their 2 new boyfriends? Like, they can't tell them apart. There's for sure no way they could tell them apart.
They can tell them apart. It's
they're
pure chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a really good point. They do. She's ready, though. Roxy's ready to give this speech for Jane. She's ready to support her sister finally after all these years.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, then Trey and Roxy kiss.
Of course.
First kiss.
Of course. Because they're soulmates and they're engaged now.
They're engaged. They're fully engaged.
Yeah.
Jim rides his bike over the cars.
Yet another
That's like
super believable, realistic, A-OK thing that happens in this
movie.
movie.
That's like some Tom Cruise shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Makes me think maybe he's not a liar. Maybe he is just a really good biker.
So then Trey goes and sits in the audience to watch Roxy give Jane's speech. And his mom, the senator, is there.
Of course.
And she's like, where's my dog?
And we did get just the slightest little bit of foreshadowing earlier from her that she was like, talking on the phone like, I have an award to give out later.
Right.
And of course, this is the award she's giving out, of course.
They're all coming together. All roads lead to Columbia. So Roxy drops the note cards. This is very important. The note cards are dropped. She can no longer give the speech that Jane wrote because she's lost the note cards.
Which is like, you made it there. You're on time. You have the note cards and you look like the person that they're expecting to give this speech. Just like, keep an eye on the note cards, babe. That's all you got to do.
Also, nobody said anything. Like, she dropped them on the stage.
They're
and nobody
right
said anything.
there in plain view of everyone.
Exactly. And then she looks at the judges. She makes direct eye contact with Hudson McGill,
who of course is the other judge on this panel,
who drops his coffee into his lap.
Honestly, so happy to see Hudson.
This is great.
Love seeing Hudson.
The payoff for this bit is the best of the whole movie.
It's really good.
For sure.
It's really good. I was, however, hoping that the other panelist was going to be Bob Saget.
Oh, that would have been fun. They could only get Bob for like an hour.
Yeah, they were like, hey, can you it'll take 20 minutes. You just need to look after them on the street. That's it.
And be like, do I know those girls? And then, so she's ad-libbing because she doesn't have the note cards.
And might I say, so poorly. We spent the whole movie establishing that she has like so much confidence.
Yeah.
Every single problem she's faced, she's like, oh, no worries. I sneak into hotels all the time. Oh, kidnapping? We're going to get out of this. Like, she does not care about anything that happens. Nothing can shake her. And then all of a sudden, and she's a performer. She's in a band. But suddenly she's got stage fright. Yeah, she's the drummer.
She doesn't know anything clearly about the economy.
I mean,
she makes it seem like she's never heard the word economy before.
She couldn't just started with some light crowd work, warm them up a little bit. She went straight for economy.
Light crowd work. She's like, sir, did you just drop your coffee in your lap?
Come on.
So she starts to ad-lib. It's very bad. Trey claps for her anyway because they're in love. They're getting married. Jim bikes up the steps because he's really good at biking. And you know what they say about guys that are good at biking. And then, and then we go back to Roxy, who... This is the part of the movie that has stayed with me through all the years, through all the times I've watched this movie. All I can ever think about when I think of this movie is Roxy being like, as the professor Avril Lavigne says, why do you have to go and make things so complicated? And this bit, I don't know why this bit is so funny and so good to me. But I also think that Mary-Kate is like really delivering here.
Yeah.
She's really nailing this.
It's really good.
Yeah. Love it, love it. Jane is like, what's that? Jane shows up and also carrying Ronaldo. Don't forget about Ronaldo. Ronaldo's still here. Jane is carrying the dog. The senator is like, why is that girl carrying my dog?
And at this point in the movie, my plane lands in New York City. The intercom turns off. The movie's over as far as I'm concerned.
You didn't even get to the big confrontation.
And I don't rewatch this movie again for another 20 years.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I can't believe all the storylines are about to intersect with each other.
Yeah.
And you just missed it.
Watching it for this podcast, I was like, oh, I don't know how this resolves. I'm like, I can assume how this all resolves. Like, it's pretty clear where all the roads are heading, but
here we go. Because Jane gets up on stage. She's like about to start giving a speech. She's like, ladies and gentlemen. And then Nassau County truancy officer Max Lomax arrives on the scene.
Wow.
He's like,
right when I'd almost forgotten about him and his subplot.
Also, the couple from the RV shows up. They think they're watching the musical Cats. That is the funniest joke in the whole movie.
So funny. That's funny.
So deeply funny.
Or maybe we're just starved for comedy that isn't horribly racially stereotypical.
Yeah, please help us. Max Lomax is like, Roxanne Ryan, you're under arrest for truancy. And Jane Ryan, you're under arrest for accomplice.
Pretty sure that's not how truancy works, but I don't know about truancy.
You can't do that. And then Benny and Ma and some other members of the Chinese mob arrive. And they're like, give us that dog. And then the senator comes up on stage and is like, okay, that's my dog. And also, what the fuck is going on here? This is nuts. That's not how truancy works. And so Jane uses this new knowledge that she has from being kidnapped and put into a closet with a bunch of bootleg DVDs. Which is why she had
to get kidnapped again.
Exactly. Even though it didn't make sense for him to do that. That's why it had to be done. She explains these folks are doing pirating, this officer Lomax, and then they let Max Lomax take credit for busting this ring. Hypothetically, wink, wink. They're like looking at him with big eyes. Like
get it? We're trying to help you out.
We're helping you out and you're not going to arrest us
this
for truancy.
This could be mutually beneficial.
Exactly.
And maybe now he'll finally get that commission and be able to pay his rent.
And then Jane's like, I really wish I could give my speech, but I can't. Thanks, bye. I don't know why she then doesn't give her speech.
Wild choice from Jane.
She's like, the most important thing I did today was hang out with my sister, and then they leave.
And I've got to say, maybe it's because I'm a bit of a Jane myself, but I would have given that goddamn speech. After the day that she had and the trouble she took to get herself there, give him the speech, Jane.
Give him the speech, dude.
If you win the award, you can turn it down. You can always, like, if you decide later to not go to Oxford, that's fine. But don't. At least you made it
the speech.
there.
Give the speech. The whole movie is about you giving the speech.
What on earth are we doing here, folks?
The thing to do, I think that would be the most heartwarming is
to head back into the water main to have the heart to heart.
Is to go get everybody in the auditorium, including the judges, down into the water main. Give the speech.
We've got some things we've got to say. Let's go, guys. Typically, we like to have these kinds of conversations underground in the water main.
I feel most at home.
I can only be vulnerable when I'm... And that's how the movie ends.
I can't even remember what I was going to say. The water main. Get down there. No, the most heartwarming thing to do would be if then Roxy grabbed the microphone and she was like, you all deserve to hear the speech that my sister worked so hard on. And then Jane gives the speech and then she wins the thing.
That's a gift from Jane to Roxy to be like, hey, girl, this is my apology to you. Like, you're actually the only thing that matters to me.
Yeah.
And it would make sense for Roxy to repay that by being like, no, girl, you worked so hard on this speech. We got you here somehow.
Exactly. So then the girls apologize. They leave. Jim and Jane run into each other again.
They're always doing
It's
it. We
just,
got to
they're always we gotta I can't believe they didn't say we've got to stop doing this. They do not kiss.
But he does say, will you marry me? And she responds by saying,
yeah, exactly. And then Hudson McGill comes out. He's like, I read your speech note cards that nobody told you were on the floor.
Because he's like, even though you ruined my day 20 times.
And even though you didn't give this speech,
I just can't let a good speech get left unread.
And so I gotta read it. Yeah, like why
it.
would he read it? He's gotta read it apparently. And then he's gotta give her the scholarship. And if I were any of those other kids, I would be losing my fucking mind.
I didn't even think about the other kids. Oh my God, I'd be livid.
I'd be livid.
They were there early.
And it's not her fault that all this stuff happened or whatever. But those kids gave their speech at the thing.
Yeah.
In front of all of the judges. This girl had her speech read off its note cards by one judge.
It was the most important thing in her life. And then in a matter of 10 seconds, she threw it all away.
And if she didn't care, give it to one of the kids who cares.
My
man.
God.
Anyway.
Oh, you know what, though?
Yeah.
That's why we didn't hear the speech. Because that would have required the writers of this movie
to write the speech. You know what? They didn't even have to do that, though. They could have gone, ladies and gentlemen, and then like faded out.
Oh, yeah, that's what they should have done.
Yeah.
Said, ladies and gentlemen, famously, the economy, and then cut to the end of the speech. Cut to standing ovation.
Starting a speech with famously the economy. I'm sorry, I can't deal with that. I gotta go. Cut to black. Actually, though, cut to black. And then it says that summer. We learned that Roxy's band has been signed.
Yeah,
it
of
seems.
course.
They're recording in
Listen,
like a fancy
I trust
studio.
that manager. He clearly knows what he's doing.
There. He's there booping and bopping, touching some buttons, doing whatever.
Which is famously what managers do.
I don't know what a manager does.
Well, they touch buttons for sure.
He's there. He's doing a great job. The band is there. They're playing Suffragette City. I don't know why that song was chosen, but I like that song, so chill.
It was
cool,
probably the
love
cheapest one that they could get the rights to.
Probably. Jane is there.
Mm-hmm.
She's dancing. Her boyfriend Jim shows up.
You mean her fiance?
Her fiance Jim shows up. I'm so sorry. Her fiance Jim shows up and he's transferring schools to go to Oxford with her. They kiss. They finally kiss. We gotta have it. So Trey is over by the manager. He's throwing out some ideas for possible music videos. He says, it's Roxy. She's dressed like a cucumber. And the manager is like, no. I think that's a pretty solid joke. I'll give him that.
I think it's great.
Because why is Trey here? Why is Trey here? Trey is like arm candy. Trey is nothing.
I wish that the whole movie would have started here and then been about the cucumber music video.
Redo New York Minute. It's about the cucumber music video.
Yeah.
I love that. And then there's some loud knocking on the door. Open up, police. It's Officer Max Lomax. Traffic cop?
He finally got
promoted
dream,
to meter maid. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, he's got police. He looks like police now. He did not used to look like police, but he does look like police now.
I guess we're supposed to be happy for him that he is more official now.
Sure. I mean, you're not gonna find me out here being happy for cops, and that's not the vibe.
And you're not going to find me out here being happy for Max Lomax.
That's what we're always saying. And then he's their friend now. They're all dancing
Which
to
is
Suffragette
adorable.
City, including Roxy at one point is up and dancing. Who's playing the drums? Couldn't tell you. Everybody's dancing and they're all happy. The end. It was rough.
It's really rough.
It was rough. Watching this film was rough, especially with my sort of nostalgia for it.
Like, okay, I'm going to say something. And it's upsetting. But, like, that's not a good movie.
Yeah, we regret to inform you that is not a good movie. I don't blame our girls. I don't blame our girls at all.
No. I still respect our girls and
I
still respect their legacy.
But it's in fact a really baffling film.
It's baffling.
And so now it's time to rate this film. We're going to rate this film 1 to 5 minutes.
How many minutes?
How many minutes
of this movie would you rewatch?
We're capping you at 5. You can only do 5. 0 to 5, I guess. 0 to 5 minutes. What do you give this film?
I want to be kind.
You want to be gracious, yeah.
And my love for the girls, and it was like fun. I'm going to give it 1 minute.
Wow.
And I'm going to give it that 1 minute for, honestly, that dove shot alone.
The doves.
The doves gave it that 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I can go to 2.
I'm going to give it 2. I'm going to give it 2 minutes. I'm going to give it 1 minute for Mary Kate and 1 minute for Ashley.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. But again, I don't have the same nostalgic relationship to it as you.
Right. And now it's time for
You're in big trouble, mister. I think it's obvious.
Andy Richter.
In trouble, but Andy Richter, really.
Andy Richter, you are in big trouble, mister.
Richter, you are in big trouble, mister. Andy Richter, have you rewatched that movie recently?
I think Andy Richter's probably trying to pretend this movie doesn't exist.
Do you think Andy Richter is the reason why it's so hard to find these movies online to stream?
Do you think Andy Richter has a vendetta against Mary Kate and
He's like, we gotta bury
Olsen.
these movies. We gotta bury these movies. I don't want any podcasts talking about these movies.
That's it for this episode of You Pot It, Dude. We hope that you enjoyed our coverage, our extensive coverage of the movie New York Minute.
We hope you enjoyed our coverage of this movie more than the movie itself.
And next time, we'll be back with
To Grandmother's House We Go.
To Grandmother's House We Go, their very first feature-length film made for TV.
Made for TV film.
In the meantime, if you would like to find us on social media, you can do that on all the social medias, as they are called, at YouPotIt.
And we really want to hear from you. We want to know all your thoughts on the Olsen twins. We want to know what was the most upsetting thing to you about this movie. What was your favorite thing about this movie? We want it all. We want to know all of
the
your thoughts
good,
and
the
feelings
bad
about the Olsens and any of the media that they've created over the years. And you can send that to us in an email. You can send it to us as a voice memo. And you can send it to youpodit@gmail.com.
If you'd like to find me doing other things, you can follow me at Sequoia Simone on Instagram, where you can find me talking about all my new projects and podcasts and all those good things.
And she's got a lot of them, and they're all really good.
And I got a lot of them.
And if you want to hear more from me, and if you like cheese, then you should check out The Cheese Show on YouTube, a comedy show about cheese with comedians.
Thanks so much for listening and watching. And remember, respect the girls, respect their legacy.
Bye.
Bye.
From the very moment their story's begun, we got 2 child stars for the price of 1. They're our favorite sisters and they shared